안녕하세요. 오늘은 지난 영상에서 말씀드렸듯이 호주 카페 매니저가 직접 카페 일자리는 구하는 법을 말씀드릴 건데요. 여기는 사우스 멜번에 있는 비블롯에 있는 닉이라고 합니다. Hey Nick.
Hi.
And please introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Nick. I've been working here at Melbourne in Bibelot in South Melbourne for about 8 or 9 months. And I'm the current store manager here.
Right. Sorry. How do we meet each other?
So we met each other, we used to work together in Langham and South Bank.
You used to work at the Langham, right? And as a full staff. But how did you manage to get this job?
So I heard about this place, and I have a real passion for pastries and desserts. And I heard about Bibelot in South Melbourne that has specialty cakes. So I decided to come in, and I brought in my resume. I made sure I dressed nice. I actually ended up speaking to the owner at the time, and we had a little chat and set up an interview. And then I came back for the interview, and at the time they were looking for floor staff and also a supervisor at the time. So I gained a position as a supervisor, and then through my experience of working here, I worked my way up to the manager position.
That's great.
Yeah.
Right. So now, as your manager, so this video is about for Korean who's looking for a job in the cafe.
Mm-hmm.
So can you tell us about how do you find that stuff?
Yeah.
In a way.
So sometimes we do advertise on websites such as maybe Gumtree or some other online postings. But a lot of time we get a large amount of people that drop by the shop, and they'll drop off their resume. They'll come right in person. So it is nice to get responses from online websites, but it's also really nice to meet people face to face, to see how people present themselves, to be able to have a conversation with them, and to see talk to them about their experience and their passion as well.
Cool. Sorry. What about Korean? Have you ever seen any Korean dropping their resume in your store?
Yeah, so we do get a lot of Koreans that will drop off their resumes as well, and we've had since I've been here, we've had 2 Koreans work here as well, and they've been good workers. However, one problem we've had in the past is that with some of the Koreans, there's a little bit of a language barrier. So sometimes it can be hard for them to understand the Australian accent. And I know that can be a little tough to understand at the beginning. But it is really important that when working here, because we have a large clientele from here in Australia, that you have a certain level of English and a certain level of understanding of the Australian accent, so that you can communicate the products to the guests, and also be able to understand what the guests are asking and what their needs are as well.
Right. So you're just talking about language barrier, is it?
Yep.
Well, what about the skill? Do they need any skill to meet in order to apply for this job?
So of course we like to see people that have some kind of hospitality experience, whether it's in a cafe, a restaurant, or any other kind of customer service experience working with people. However, it's not a requirement. For me personally, the thing I look for the most is good work ethics, people that present themselves well, and also I would say a passion for food. I like people that have a knowledge about food, especially here where our products are all food-based. We like to have people that are excited about the new products that we have come out, and that can relay those to the guests as well. The more knowledgeable you are about the food that we have, the better you are to be able to sell it. Hospitality, the floor experience can always be taught, but we like to have people that have good work ethics and that can also contribute to a good culture as well.
Great. I've heard a lot that there are a lot of Koreans actually looking for a job as a barista. Is there any way that they become a barista at your workplace? Like, is there any tip or something?
Yeah, so one thing I guess that we like to look for is that people do have, at our shop at least, that have a high level of experience as a barista. I know some other countries, coffee isn't as big of a deal, so people usually as baristas in other countries, maybe they don't make a large quantity of coffees or at a fast pace, or maybe the coffees are a little bit simpler. But because here coffee is such a big part of our products and what we sell in our business, it is required here that you have a high level of speed and knowledge of coffee, and that you can produce a good product, but at a fast pace as well.
Okay. So let's say if someone dropped their resume, and what kind of question that you're gonna ask during the interview?
Yeah. So when I interview people, I like to talk to them about obviously their work experience, what places they've worked, and I like to ask them about the experience that they've had at those places, such as what were some things they liked about their previous jobs, what were some things they didn't like about their previous jobs, why they left those jobs, what kind of things they're looking for in a new job, what are some things that maybe interest them in Bibelot, why did they drop off their resume here, what made them come to this shop instead of the place next door or the place across the street, so things like that.
Okay. So what type of visa do you prefer to hire the staff?
So currently we have people that hold all different types of visas, anywhere from student visa and working holiday, all the way to permanent residence. However, it is nice to have people that are work holiday visas, or anyone that has full working rights, just because it's easier as far as keeping track of hours. However, if you do hold the student visa, we still are interested, as long as you're a good worker. You can bring a high level of work and can contribute to our culture as well.
Okay. So for those who's applying for the job here, is there any certain English requirement skills or any level?
Yeah, so we like to have people that have at least an intermediate level of English. I understand that people that have traveled to other countries maybe are used to the American accent or the British accent. However, here in Australia, obviously a large number of our clientele are Australian, so the accent is a little different. However, we require that you have high enough skill in English that you can be able to explain our products to the guests, and that you can also understand our guests, so that you are able to provide and understand the guest needs.
Okay. So I have a quick question. So let's say there's a Korean guy or girl who dropped in the resume, and this guy has a really good attitude and he's got really passionate about working in here, but he can't speak, they can't communicate well, can't speak English properly. So what would you do?
We've had situations like that in the past, not necessarily with Koreans, but with some other nationalities, where we've had people and we've given them trials, and they worked really well. They worked very fast. However, because they weren't able to communicate with the guests and they weren't able to understand what the guests wanted, it was really hard to offer them a job, just because the problem I foresee with that is that there could be mistakes. If a guest asks for something and you don't understand them, you might bring them something else. And especially when it's really busy, it can be very fast moving here, and it can be very loud at times. So it really is a requirement that you need to be able to understand the guests with little effort, so that you can be able to provide the guests with what they need.
Okay. After our interview and then during the trial process, yeah. So what are the process to get a job here?
For here, it's really nice if people show up and drop off their resume. That allows me to put a face to their resume and be able to meet them personally and have a little quick conversation with them. After that, then we like to read through their resume, see their experience, see if they're a right fit for their team. And then after that, I would call them in for an interview and then also a trial to see how well they work, how well they fit with our team, and to also see if they like working here as well. And then after that process, if they pass the interview and the trial, and if we would like them to work for us and they still would like to work for us as well, then that's when we usually offer a position here at Bibelot.
Sorry, speaking of the trial, sorry, what do you see when they come for trial?
So what I like
The most?
Yeah, what I look for the most when I have when I give a trial is not so much obviously product information because obviously I know people that come in here probably aren't familiar with our product and familiar with our pastries that we offer here. However, what I'm looking more for is that people work fast. They put forth a lot of effort. They're engaging with the guests. They're not afraid of the guests. Even though they don't know the products, they still aren't afraid to walk up to guests and ask them if they need any help, if there's anything that they like, that they're engaging. Also that they have a willingness to learn, that they ask questions to other employees. What can I do next? Is there anything I can do? How do you do this? What's in this product? You know, that kind of looking for that eagerness, looking for that engagement with the guests, and looking for someone that overall just has good work ethics and is happy to be here.
So, so is there anything that they need to know before they apply for the job in the cafe?
I wouldn't say there's
Any
necessarily
good tip for them?
I guess my tip would be for people that apply here or any other cafe is to go in person. Even if you see online that they're hiring, possibly go by in person, drop off your resume. That way you're able to talk to someone face to face. It'll be easier for them to remember you. Make sure your resume is correct and there's not a lot of mistakes on there. And also make sure you, I guess, research a little bit about the place that you're applying to. It's always nice if you know you're going to go to a specific place to apply. It's really nice for us, the people hiring, to hear that you've looked up our business a little bit beforehand. Possibly maybe you know about our cakes that we offer, or some of the range of the products that we offer as well. Maybe know a little bit about the history or anything like that. So it's really impressive. I think it's something that's easy to do, but a lot of people overlook. To just do a quick Google search of the place that you're applying to, or maybe even just look at the website just to see the offerings and the type of products that they offer as well.
Can you tell us a little bit of the Bibelot?
Yeah, of course. So Bibelot, it's a French word. It means a small item of curiosity. This business was started about 3, maybe going on 4 years now that we've been here, and it's a French-inspired patisserie. So hence that's why we have the name, a French name. But we have a lot of unique cakes, flavors that you wouldn't necessarily find in other patisseries in Melbourne. And we really pride ourselves on the products that we provide. So we have each cake is like a piece of art. So not only do we want our customers to have something tasty, not only eating with our mouths, but we want our customers to eat with their eyes as well. So we provide each cake like a little work of art, so it tastes good and it looks good as well.
Okay, sounds good. 여기까지 호주에서 카페잡 구하는 법을 대해서 배워봤는데요. 더 궁금하신 점이 있으면 댓글을 달아주시거나 아니면 저희한테 연락 주세요.
Please subscribe to this channel and like this video.
Right, thank you. Bye bye.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks man.
Bye.